What's up, guys? Tim Little. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today Matt and I are taking you guys along for a winter day of fishing on Lake Chickamauga. It is 21 degrees right now. Everything is frozen up, but we're gonna go out, we're gonna throw some A-rigs, some swim baits, try and catch them on reaction. So come along as we go try and catch some largemouth. Get him?
Yep. Sure. Nah, don't worry about it. We're off to a strong start. They seem aggressive. That is a big yellow bass. Yeah, that's why I didn't understand. Oh, there's one. A white bass. You think it's cold down there? Welcome to up here. I don't think that's a white bass. I think it's a striper. I think that's a tiny striper. He's not shaped like a white. Little tiny striper. So our water temps today are actually warmer than I expected. The water's 46. I was fishing a little different section of the lake yesterday. It was 43. But water's 46. Air is, what was it? 21. Everything's frozen.
Feels colder on the water.
Look at my reel. I've been holding this thing for half an hour. My reel's still got ice all over it. It's chilly, but these fish will eat. So I'm throwing a blade bait. We're throwing A-rigs, crankbaits. We'll finesse fish if we need to, but we're just out having a good time. Got him.
Come on, dude. I don't even want to touch you. It's cold. They'll still eat that reaction in this cold water.
We'll get a largemouth eventually. That's a white bass. Different size mouth, different body shape, totally different than that baby striper. Oh wow, maybe not. Maybe not set. Good fish.
Now we're talking.
Good job, man.
Got it. Hate that flex rig. What we got right here is a... Thanks, bud. What we got right here is a big pocket. This is the last area before it really breaks off the deep water. So Matt was throwing shallow and I was just throwing off the break, trying to figure out where these fish are at. And been here, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and got a good one.
Got him. One of the most overlooked things when it's really cold is shade. It's one of the last places that you want to sit, because 50 feet that way is 10 degrees warmer than up here in the shade. But when it really gets cold, when the water temps really crash, a lot of times those fish pull up in those shade lines for whatever reason. My theory is that the water's so cold they don't want to miss a meal and they hunt more effectively in the shade. But whatever the reason is, don't overlook shade this time of year. Good job, bud. Nice fish. Good one. Nice fish. Boy, he wanted it.
Now we're talking. Chomp that blade bait. Nice fish. Just fishing a break out here, a high spot, and hopping that blade bait. Thanks, bud. Hopping that blade bait, just slow and subtle, just lifting that rod tip just enough to feel that bait vibrate and fall, vibrate and fall. I went to lift up and it was just heavy and won't. You know, not a real thud of a bite, but definitely a stud of a fish.
Catfish.
Got him a guile.
You just don't know what's gonna eat a blade. Coming along this edge is a school of bait here. There's some scattered arches around it. You can't tell what they are. Threw in there, caught a little yellow bass and a catfish. the day I've been having, you net them just in case. I want to make sure my fish get in the boat. You had one hook. It's that Demiki Vault. They are eating it today. He's short, but look how fat that fish is. Just a beautiful football. It's awesome. You got one? Nice. You want a net or you good? Oh no. Lost him. Spotted bass. Saw him on the graph, pitched back. He ate that Demiki immediately. Too cool. Thanks, bud. Got him?
Come here, dude. Thanks, bud. Nice. Nice largie. Pretty fish. It's yellow.
White bass. This is one of the things I love about this time of year. I mean, here we are, middle of winter, freezing cold. Now granted, a boat just ran by while I was landing that fish. But for the most part, we've had this lake to ourselves today. You know, there's boats here or there, but you come out here in March, April, May, June. I mean, this is Chickamauga. There'd be 500 boats, 600 boats, tons of boats on the water. Today, 15 boats maybe. I mean, there's just not that many people out, and you can get bit. We're essentially junk fishing today, right? We've caught most of our fish on a blade or an A-rig, but we've caught them a variety of ways. We caught some fairly shallow up against the bank. We've caught some out on offshore structure. We've caught them on deep breaks. You could run a variety of different patterns and get a reaction bite in this cold water, in this cold air, and it's peaceful out here. You've got the place to yourself. It's really rewarding. And then to boot, we've caught yellow bass, white bass, striper, largemouth, spotted bass, and I think that was a channel cat. In one winter day, just by going out, getting a little uncomfortable, and catching fish instead of sitting at home. If you're not winter fishing, you've got to get back out here. It's a blast. Now, we were targeting some very specific things today. Whether the fish were against the bank, whether they were on breaks, whether they were on offshore structure. What we wanted was areas where the deep water came in right up against the structure. So right up, you know, a channel bend with a high spot. Those fish would sit right on that deep bend. If the river channel's winding through a cove and it came over right against the shore, we're fishing right there on that deeper edge. You know, those fish like that deep water access this time of year, where if things are going good, great. But if weird weather comes in, if it gets cold, if something changes, they can back right off that edge and get more comfortable. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed coming along with us today. We had fun getting out here on a January day and just catching some fish. We'll link the specific baits and the colors down in the video description for you. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.